Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to Fantasy Points. As always, it's your boy Marshall and Nate here.
Yep.
Yeah, still got the round table going. Got Eric, Rob, and Brent.
Yes,
All right. Well, we're going to do something a little different this time. We're going to do something we'll call a quick draw. We're going to put some topics and names in a hat and draw them out. Just everyone's going to give their 2 cents. Didn't really put any rules to it. Just whatever people wrote down. We don't really know what they are. They're all wadded up. So I think we decided the previous champion is going to do the first one. So
Yeah.
I
Could
guess
be position, player, topic, could be almost anything. So we're going to start us off right here. I'm just going to go for the big one right in the center. How about that?
And so what do we got, a 2-minute timer here?
Yep. What player do you have your eye on after week 1 of the preseason? Not bad.
Great question.
Yeah, that's a really great question. I'm probably saying his name wrong, but
That's my question, by the way.
If it starts with that.
yeah, I guess we should say that. Whose question was it? And Rob's saying it's his. Trey Tompkins from Cincinnati plays for the Patriots. I might be saying his name wrong, if anybody can correct me.
Never heard of him.
That's right.
That's right? Okay. He killed it during the preseason. I don't have the stats right here, but Tom Brady was looking to him early. Rookies and things got to step up. You know, Rob Gronkowski is hurt. Aaron Hernandez is awfully gone. Welker's gone. So they have a young receiving core. They have another rookie as well who didn't play bad, but he wasn't getting targeted as much as the other kid, the Tompkins kid. So, I mean, if I can get Tom Brady's apple of his eye, sort of say player who he's looking to and he's kind of trusting as a young player, that's worthy of a late round flyer after a preseason for me.
I'm thinking Stephen Ridley. I'm curious to see if that's really what's going to happen all year, or if that was just a product of preseason plus versus the Eagles.
Yeah,
and, I mean, it makes him look like a first-round pick, put up that kind of stuff in preseason. But that's who has really sparked my interest as far as after week 1 of the preseason.
2 Patriots. He ran really hard.
I'm going to say I'm partial to my boy, T.Y. Hilton. I mean, from what I saw in the first game, I know a lot of people don't know about him, but I had him second half of last season, and I had Wayne too, and he outproduced Wayne like every week. And everyone's talking big about luck and everything, but in the preseason game, I think he had 4 catches for like 80 yards, and one of them was like a 50-yard touchdown. So
It was a nice grab.
if we're talking after that first preseason game, that's, yeah.
All right, yeah, week 1, my decision is going to be, I like Chris Gibbons. I had him last year. I picked him up off the waiver wire. He put up some points for me. I was pretty excited about that. And he looks like the obvious number 1 in St. Louis. He got a few catches for about 63 yards the other day. And after week 1 of the preseason, he's on my radar. Robert, what do you think?
Going with the Pats again, I got Hobson, another rookie out of there. I think it's going to be interesting to see who Tom Brady does go through, because it just shows how different their offense is going to be this year, because you really don't know who that guy is going to be.
Yeah, I like Dobson too, man, for sure.
All right, so I guess we're going to go in kind of like previous champion order. So the next one will be Rob, so he's going to pick the next one.
All right, let's see here. 49ers Fantasy Stars. To me, that's easy. Right off, I think Anquan Bolden's going to be definitely the number 1, the natural pick. I think he's coming from the Super Bowl champions, and to me, he was just not even the best wide receiver for the Ravens. I think he was the best receiver in all of football last year in the playoffs, and I think he's going to be, tearing some heads down there and making big numbers.
No, not even going to pick Cap as the best offensive player?
No, he scares me, man. I mean, I don't know. To me, I'm always scared of the sophomore slump. I always kind of scare away from the big rookie, performance from the next year. You never know what they're going to do. I just saw countless names out there that been awesome one year as a rookie or intro season, and then kind of, were nowhere to be found the next season.
Yeah.
Well, that was my question, and I'll just say, I just feel like there's a ton of fantasy stars on the 49ers team. I'm a huge 49ers fan. Kaepernick, obviously, I think he would be my number 1 fantasy star for the 49ers. Bolden's going to get some looks. Vernon Davis may play wide receiver. I think they have some defensive IDP stars. I mean, really.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I was going to say Bowman or Willis. I mean, people don't realize Navarro Bowman, that he's pretty much Patrick Willis, like 2.0 that no one knows about. And Patrick Willis has had hand surgery, or might have to have surgery on his hand, and they're saying it's not that big a deal. But, yeah, I would pick. I don't know that I'd go for Cap or Davis or Gore or any of them, but I would feel good for my IDPs if I got one of those two.
I think definitely for me it's Anquan Bolden. I think that he's the guy that's really going to come there and actually be an offensive weapon for them other than the quarterback position. I think that he's perfect. He's tailor-made for Colin Kaepernick. He's a guy who can break out and scramble and help Kaepernick. He's a guy that can help Kaepernick as far as scrambling, and then when he gets open, when the play breaks down, Bolden's the guy that everybody goes to once the play breaks down.
He helps Kaepernick's running game, too.
Right.
I mean, he's the best blocking receiver between the lines there is. I'm sure, they're not dumb. I'm sure they got him for a reason. Plus, it was a brother-to-brother trade. Everybody talks about that with Bolden. It's Harbaugh to Harbaugh trading pretty much his best receiver to his brother after he beat him in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
After he beat him in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, absolutely.
After he beat him in the Super Bowl.
Here
It's like, take my best guy.
you go, bro.
See if you can do it now. And maybe they'll have that chip. Because they might meet up again.
It's your turn.
It's going to be the Super Bowl.
Big
But
brother.
all right, yeah, we hit the timer. So
Time's up.
you next to read one.
You are.
Did you read that one?
You are. Marshall's the next.
The next
Champion.
champ. Do I get to read one?
You're at the very end.
All right, this is a good fantasy question. What is more valuable, receivers or running backs? Do I answer it or does it go to someone else?
Start it
Me?
off.
I think in our league, receivers are more important because it's PPR and they get hurt less. I know you can't really bank it on that, but if you spend your first 3 picks on running backs and you don't go for a stud, it's very possible 2 of your running backs can tear their knee out. I know it's not, but it's less likely that your wide receivers do to me. I mean, it seems like the running backs are the ones that get hurt, so to me, and I start with running backs, but I've always ended up with better receivers, so it seems like that's worked out better for me.
I mean, I that was my question because it's something I think about all the time, and I don't know if I even have an opinion because this is my question. I really want to know what is more valuable because, AP had 517 points in our league. Calvin Johnson had 479. They're separated by 40 points total, and they're the top 2 players. Then the next 2 is Doug Martin with 381 points and Brandon Marshall with 395. So the second best receiver had more than the second best running back. So, I guess it's apples to oranges, but there's more value, I think, in the 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th round for receivers than there is for running backs.
Plus there's more.
There's
And
more
I think
receivers.
It's a bigger pool.
I feel like
Right.
receivers
I don't know if
really.
that makes it important.
Sure it does.
I feel like receivers really may be more important than running backs.
To me, that's why
That's
running backs
Like,
are
what's more important?
I agree.
When there's only 10 running backs that are great, but there's 20 great receivers, I would rather have one of the great running backs and then hope that I can get one of the great receivers as well.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think that's because there is less running backs, so your workhorse backs out there. You definitely want to try to land one in your first couple rounds. Otherwise, for that position, you're not going to be getting as immense production out of them.
So I guess from where my question's coming from is it more important to have a bunch of receivers and one good running back, or a bunch of running backs and one good receiver?
The first.
And I think that's what makes our league
me-
so great
to me, it's
is
the
with our
first one.
scoring.
Maybe that's
is-
because it's the way I play, but
I think that's what makes our league so great is our scoring is you can be playing with
it's
a
easier to
middle
pick up.
tier receiver and they still be
It's
putting up
easier to pick
great.
up receivers through the
Yeah.
year too. I
Yeah,
mean,
that's-
the running backs are gone, and unless someone gets hurt, it's not like there's some secret back out there that
Yeah.
no one knows about. Receivers pop up every week with 100-yard games.
No, or you didn't get
Well,
to
I'll
go.
give a non-questionable
Because the time
opinion
runs.
there. We'll make it real quick.
Like PTA.
We'll make it real quick here. I definitely think the running back is a way more important position. I'm just going to try to draft 1, 2, 3 running back. I mean, it just is what it is. I mean, there's only like Nathan said, there's only like 10 good running backs. If I can get 2 or 3 of them right out the gate, I'm going to get them. Wide receivers, you got people like Anquan Bolden at the 106th ranked Yahoo position, and it's like
And we already talked
there's
about him.
tons of receivers way late, so you have get the running backs while you can. So in my opinion to that question, running back is more important.
3 for running back, 2 for
2
receiver.
for receiver. Good split.
The next one, Eric.
I've got the next
Eric's on the
pick,
next one.
and I can't even read it.
Probably my handwriting.
I believe it. Kickers.
Kickers.
I thought,
Definitely mine.
I thought kiddos, but
They don't
kickers.
play football. I mean,
Kickers.
I could be a kicker.
I'll just say they were flat out. I don't put a lot of thought into kickers. I'll tell you this. I'll draft one. It'll be at the very end. I thought I was going to draft one. Probably Sebastian Janikowski is going to be my top pick. Dude doesn't miss from 50 yards. The Raiders have a hard time finding the end zone. So for the answer to the question, the kicker that I would pick is going to be Sebastian Janikowski.
I made it mine. I was kind of just stumped on really what we were trying to do. So I just picked a position that really didn't matter because it almost doesn't. I don't understand why even in auto drafting it'll take one in like the 8th, 9th, 10th round, and it doesn't make sense to me. Like you would think they could change those settings to where it makes it drafted.
One position.
I know, and I don't understand it. So like average draft positions are skewed because
We'll be
of
picking running backs and receivers on our bench, and the auto
before
draft is
with
going to fill those top
we'll
ones.
fill it.
I've had good kickers that have totally helped me out in winning games, but it's not something that I need to totally concern myself with.
But like to talk about kickers, the difference between the top one and the 10th one is like the top one had 159 points, the 10th one had 134 points.
I mean, I've got
20 points out of your kicker
That's
is.
it.
I mean,
Hey,
It's all
there's
luck.
no reason to jump for it, and it's all luck.
Top kicker only put up 60 less than Reggie Bush.
You can
Boom.
get the kicker, every week, and depending on the
Drop an
matchup,
ad.
you can one of those are one of those positions you can pick a matchup that week and kind of just go with the flow, man. You don't
Right.
Make or break your team. It's an extra 5-10 points if you're lucky.
There's 32 teams. I mean, there's 32 kickers.
Just pick up a dude that's playing in a dome and get your 10 points.
I mean, I never pick, a kicker until the last round because that's the only slot that I've got left the last round. And I'm
I'd
not
pick
gonna leave
another
it empty.
receiver if I could.
If I was someone, yeah, I would take Goskowski or Janikowski. I like Justin Tucker for the Ravens.
Something
I
I
like
like a
David,
kid from St. Louis.
David Akers or
Break the leg or
Blair
something.
Walsh from the Vikings, man. But David Akers went to the Lions, who's been one of the best kickers for years. Now he's kicking that dome for a team that scores all the time. So any of those guys, yeah, for me,
My kicker,
I've even done my kicker
Yeah,
research.
I really only say it's team kicker.
that's the timer for kickers.
I'm glad that's over.
All right, Brent, you get the last pick on this.
No, I'm saying the kickers is over.
What is this?
That's
It?
my
All right.
You
not champion question.
Yeah. You don't win the championship.
Who's going 5-0 in the NFSL?
Oh,
Which is-
snap.
Who's going to start the league out hot, just plowing through it, everybody's scared,
I would hope everyone
Like-
would save myself.
like Coops Crushers back in the day?
Crushers.
I think I started out 9-0 back in the day before y'all even.
I think, I honestly feel like that guy's gonna be me. It's gonna be me.
I'm gonna. When I wrote the question, that's what most people.
I'm gonna throw together
the attitude I
a
like.
draft of epic proportions. I'm gonna prey upon all of your weaknesses. And, probably what'll happen, it happens to me every year. I'm like,
You drafted here this year?
I come out hot, and then I trade, and then my team sucks.
You're
Because,
trading away your goodness.
You're not
Yeah.
taking-
no, I'm going to trade again. It's like crack.
CJ and Crabtree.
All right? It's the rush. Okay, you live for the rush of the trade. It's like, yeah, I got him. I'm going to get this dude. He's going to give me 2 of these players. I'm going to plug him in. And then week 13 is going to roll around. He's going to be on bye, and he don't even know it yet. I've already planned it out. I'm playing him week 13.
So Brent said him.
It's
So,
me.
Hey, I'm gonna say it will be me, but my rebuttal to the whole thing is I've had a team start off 5-0. And I didn't win the league. I had to start off 5-0 last year, and I won the league. I'm not saying it doesn't help.
I'm not sure if that's the question.
But
We all know.
in my prediction, I want to be 5-0.
Technically, all 5 of us could go 5-0 if the other team would go 0-5. But it'd be a match.
I want my team to go 1-5, but I'm not going to beat my team up. I'd only beat my team, or 5-0. I would only beat my team up if I go 0-5. So that's
I'm
my.
not going to really even acknowledge that, except for Brent. I just want to know how many beers you've had. Because you're going off on left field a little bit, there, big guy.
It ain't gonna be you and Corey this year.
Yeah, that's
Or
right.
not Corey, Boris.
Boris.
Boris stayed on top till probably like week
Basically,
6,
this
so.
question is
Who's more confident than the other?
I'm glad you pulled that one because it was designed for you.
whose fantasy team
going
gonna start out hot and then just
fade?
Well, I'll tell you who's going 5-0. I'm going 5-0.
I'm going 5-0.
I haven't.
Back that up.
I've won a championship before, just like Nate said. I didn't start out 5-0, and I won it. I've played enough years now. I think I've got about 6 or 7 years under my belt. But I think I'm going to go 5-0. I think I'm just due for it. I've done some homework. I've definitely listened to fantasy points over and over.
It'll help you win.
Shut up.
And I think I can pull it out. I think I can get 5-0, and I think I'm going to try to take it to all the way to the top. I'd like to go 10-0. I mean, really, it happens. It's my time.
There's a medal in the Yahoo, whatever, for if you go 5-0.
I mean, I think it can. I think it can be a curse.
Yeah.
I mean, I think everyone wants to be in the best position, and for people like Brent and Boris and Corey, who stayed on top. I know that you stayed strong through the playoffs, and
Corey made it to the
Corey made it
championship.
to the championship, so I mean, maybe it does pay off. And I mean, everyone likes to get a jump, likes to get high, like quick, but
They'll be fooled.
yeah, man.
I mean, yeah, it just matters when your team, how it finishes, should we get hot at the right time,
And Brent talked about bye weeks, 5-0. That's right there, week 6. I mean,
Yep,
that's when the
that's when
bye
they
weeks
really
are
start.
going. And if you don't draft accordingly, or you don't choose the right guys, the right weeks, yeah, you can totally.
I'm never worried about bye weeks. That's
never.
probably why I've never won. But
I don't draft.
I worry about bye weeks. I think that was a great point that you made earlier. I mean, you can start out 5-0,
I don't.
but if you got a bye week coming up and your team's hitting, you're 5-0. I don't think it trades out of the question. I mean, I'm right there. I try to make a trade every year. I mean, try to do something
Yeah, that
better
was
with my team.
that was a good segment with the quick draws. We'll probably do that one again. We're going to go ahead and cut this one, and we're probably going to come back and do our picks for Rookie of the Year, MVP, and probably talk about some IDP players. What's up?
Oh, we were just going to say, we're going to definitely do this again. So when you listen to this, if you have topics of your own, different things, comment it, share it, and, just put it out there, message one of us, text us. We'll add them in and redraw a new one, and we'll see we'll make it part of the show.
Bring the hate.
Yep.
Hate on, haters.
We're out.